go. Good morning.
Good
Let me see.
morning.
Janet's got something on here. Okay. Oh, she's got a cold. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Memory Bound Paper Craft Store in Ankeny. And welcome, Darla.
Hello.
Darla's back.
Yep.
Darla, you've been a special guest for us before, but I can't remember the last time you were here.
It's been a while. I'm not
Have
even
you
sure
been here
I've
this
been here
year?
this year.
Oh, that's
I
crazy.
don't know.
Time just really flies, doesn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Well, we're glad that you're here today, and you guys, you're going to love it. Darla has an amazing skill for crafting, and you're kind of Tim Holtzy. You got kind of the Tim Holtz style, but
Kind
your
of
own, your
49
own.
Market is kind of my
Yeah, she
my
loves
jam for
49
a
and
while.
Market.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of people joining us. Barbara's here, and Kay, and hello, Juanita and Leanne. It's kind of a, I don't know, wouldn't you say kind of a crummy morning here in
Yeah, it's pretty
weather-wise?
yes, when I opened the garage door this morning, I was like, "Oh, Diane's going to have to give a rainy weather
Yes,
forecast."
she is. It's kind of misty.
Yeah, it was a little foggy. Yeah.
So, but inside, it's sunny inside Memory Bound, especially in our studio today with Darla here. And there's a lot of people popping on, and OSHA says it's chilly and gloomy there in Chicago also. Oh,
Oh,
OSHA,
nice.
okay, your daughter was here, and Diane got to meet her yesterday.
Very nice.
And she must, I wonder if she had a U-Haul or something to take all of OSHA's packages to her. So I'm glad Diane got to meet her. She's a nice gal. All right. Well, Darla, tell us what we're going to do. Joanne just says, good to see you. And I think
Hello,
everyone's going to be
Joanne.
they're going to be even more excited after they see what we're
Yeah.
doing today.
So I'm going this way right now, right?
Yes.
This way.
Yep.
So I am going to give you some ideas on a December album and using one of the Simple Stories albums from last year, but then we'll talk about alternatives for
And we
what's
have the
available this
album.
year.
So
We do have
we are
this
good. We
album.
got him back in.
Yep. This album is in.
Accidentally, Darla.
Well, it worked out. So, yeah, just give you some ideas of pictures, different interactive items within the album, things like that. So,
Joanne
that.
says she needed a Darla day. We
Oh,
all need a
excellent.
Darla day. You guys, I thumbed through her book while she was out and about in the store, and it is amazing, and you're going to love it. And Darla, I'm going to switch cameras because
Okay.
then you can show our magazine that we're
Mhm.
giving away for free with a $50 purchase. And it's a scrapbook and cards. Looks like I need to straighten you just a little bit. It's the scrapbook and cards today magazine, and
Mhm.
this is the last issue, which I think is really sad.
It is kind of sad, says it right there.
I know,
Sad,
our
sad.
final. It's not even last, it's final.
Yes,
That's
that's
probably
it.
a better word for it. This is free while supplies last with a $50 merchandise purchase. And Darla has something to show us on the inside, I believe.
Do actually, if you go to, whoops, and then I
We
just
have
missed
one
it.
more magazine. Creative Scrapbooker magazine is going to be arriving soon, and that's the final issue of that one, too.
Page 65, you will find one of my layouts.
Oh my gosh. And Darla, is that picture of your mom?
That is, it's my mom. It's her first day of school picture. Not sure what year it was, but
What a treasure, though.
yeah. So when that line came out, I knew that was the picture that I wanted to use with that paper line. So
That is really impressive.
yeah,
And Darla is here today. If you would like her to sign one of your magazines this morning, let us know. We can make that happen if you place an order for $50 of merchandise or more, or come into the store. We're handing them out in person too. And we'd love to get you a magazine. The final issue, which
mm-hmm. I know, and the other one's final too.
I know it's sad. A lot of us like paper magazines that we can actually touch, and
Yeah.
because we like paper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Darla is here today, and if you're just joining us, and she's going to talk about her December album that she made, and she's got so many ideas, you're going to go crazy.
And I haven't decorated the front, but I do. I have
and
ideas.
and maybe show
So
them first the
yeah,
album
let's
that you
show.
used, and then at the end we've got another 4 other album possibilities.
So this is the one that I used, and it does have these inserts. And then now I know they sold out of them yesterday, but they did show the page inserts that Simple Stories had for Believe, and they all had similar designs. Like there was a tag, there was the pocket page, there was the calendar, things like that. So even if you purchased one of those, that I have ideas to, I used all these pages in there.
It's a new thing that Simple Stories is doing. So not with this album necessarily, but you could take, like, for example, the Winnie the Pooh classic Pooh Baby
Yep.
collection has album inserts.
Mm-hmm.
So you could buy a pink or a blue or a yellow album and put those inserts in it, and it turns it into a baby album.
And so then they also have this one.
And that's Hearth and Holiday.
And again, they have similar. It's got the pocket page here. It's got a tag, the smaller slimline page, a calendar. So they're just different designs, but they have a similar setup every year.
Darla, I didn't know that. I did not realize that they
Yeah.
were similar like that.
Yep. And then let's see. Of course, we have the 49 and Market one. It's a little bit different because it's a different company. These were both Simple Stories. The 49 and Market.
It's got inside. It's got.
It does have
inside
inserts,
too.
and it has some extra stuff too. It's got the laser cuts that come with it. But it does have similar. It's got some shape pages. It's got a calendar, and then some different designs. The tree. And both of the Simple Stories ones come with the plastic.
The
page,
refill pages.
Yeah, the refill pages. And then this one does too. So if you just want to do like pocket page type style, you can do that as well and use these for something else or a mixture of both, which is what I did.
And then we have two other Vicki Boutin Christmas albums. Now these are specific to Christmas, which makes them kind of fun for this project.
This one, Peppermint Kisses. And so the album cover is, so you could definitely do a design on the front.
Yeah, I like that lined.
And then, so this one also comes with different configurations of the pocket pages. And then you get what I call outside of the pocket pages that they don't have page protectors around them. So again, she's got the calendar, not necessarily some shaped things. You could probably fussy cut some things maybe, but
yeah, I think once you see Darla's, you're gonna be
and this
one more from Vicki Boutin.
And then Evergreen and Holly. This one's by Vicki Boutin, so it's also got a design that you could easily add something on the front. And this one has a similar setup as the other one. It's got the different configurations of the pocket inserts as well as the outside of the pocket page areas here. So got a wreath, little jar you could put a little design in. So these are fun too. Lots of different ideas.
You could always just start with a red.
Yeah, you could just
anything,
start with
a basic if you wanted to.
Yeah, with one of their snap
binder.
Yeah.
All right, so Darla, I think we're all pretty anxious to take a look inside.
All right, well, let's get started then. So the front, this is actually one of the designed pages that came in the album. And really, I just used it to put my date on there. So I used some thickers that I had in my stash, piece of vellum. And that was it. So I think I did use the corner punch, the three-way corner.
Diagonal corner punch?
Yeah, the diagonal corner. So just like Katie, I couldn't call it by the right thing.
I know.
And so here's where we start to get into some of my pictures. And on my December album, I don't do like stories or days. I just document the photos that I'm not going to include in my grandson's album or maybe a family album. So for years, I was not scrapbooking from family dinners and things like that because we just had too many pictures. And So then I decided to start getting back into doing a smaller mini album and including pictures from all of the other activities that we
So is it
would
just
do.
because some people will do like a picture a day,
Yep.
like December daily, you might call it. Some people do their favorites. Some people just do random and or traditions or whatever it might be. And you're just kind of maybe doing sort of a random thing then, Darla. It's
Yeah,
not
kind of.
chronological or anything.
Well, it is kind of chronological, but I don't put day one memories or day two memories. So I don't use numbers in mine at all.
Okay.
I just find it easier. And so, like, these are all pages from the same event or pictures from the same event.
You
And
always have a lot of good pictures in your projects.
and so these were all from my side of the family's family dinner. So I have the first like 5 or 6 pages are all of the same event. And so I guess I am
I
more of an event.
See, that's good to know because sometimes people don't know what to do, and you can really do whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Once I got past the I don't have to number everything, then that was kind of when I got started. So, do you think it would be easier to take it out of the album or some of the pages?
We could, since it's kind of tipping.
It is
because
so
it's so full of great
it
memories,
is
right,
kind of
Darla?
full. So I'm gonna take.
If you want to take them out, I could put them back in as you show them, or whatever you think is easiest. Cody says, "Good morning, Nanny."
Oh, he does.
So
huh?
Cody is
Good morning,
Darla's
Cody.
grandson, and is he 3?
He will be 3 in March, so
Okay,
he's 2 and a
two
half.
and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. And Darla, people are really excited to see what you've got. And Janet's excited because it's nice to see a finished album with photos. We don't have that,
Yeah. Yeah.
real often. Usually we're making things in advance to show people what you can make, and then we don't get to the other. I'll set this right here, Darla, and I'll put it back together as you show it.
All right. So one theme that I tried to do that I was trying to use more of my mixed media. And so in this album, on every page, I tried to include either gold embossing or just gold splatter.
Oh, so that was kind of your theme.
That was kind of what went through the entire album. So if I was doing splatter, I used probably something similar to this fossilized amber spritz.
And that does look very gold when you spray it
And
out.
so I just shake it up and then I just unscrew the top and would either tap it over my finger and splatter it that way, or like on this page that I have the gold embossing, and this happens to be this grunge studio light stamp, and I just did it so it didn't cover both sides, so I just did it twice. And you can see where it overlaps, but I knew my picture
really
was going to cover most of it.
That's called music sheet. And Darla, I'm impressed you found that because we just moved it yesterday.
Oh, well, I was just looking around and I was like, oh, there it is. And it is actually Christmas because it has Silent Night, Holy Night within the stamp. Although I covered most of it up. But so, and then I just, pulled out everything Christmas that I felt went with the foundation pages that went with this album. So this is some simple stories, a mixture of simple stories and 49 and Market on this particular page. So that is just the first page there.
That's cute. Lots of layers. And
yes, and clusters.
So Darla, I would probably recommend the fine gold embossing powder for this. That's what it looks like you probably used.
I did.
Because it's kind of a delicate
yes, and
a fine print.
I don't know if you can see there.
It's called is it called fine or
this
super
one's
fine?
Super
But
fine.
Janet linked it.
Gold embossing powder, and
it's from Ranger.
Yep, that's what I was looking for, was the brand name. So yeah, I did use
Beth says good morning too.
Good morning.
Darla's got some fans watching. Including your grandson.
Yep, yeah. Hi, Mr. Cody. So this was actually one of the foundation pages that came in the book, but I did add layers over the top. This piece was from a 6x8 piece of paper that this whole piece is a
Oh,
6x8 from
6x8.
an older.
And you just put it right on top of the
I
page?
did.
All right.
And then, just a mixture of 49 and Market, some super old Maya Road stuff here.
Maya Road. Wow.
Yeah. So just kind of like Diane when she showed hers the other day, that I pull out old, new, anything that I think will go with the main items that I picked. And for this particular main item would be the foundation album pages was where I started. And
That's
then
a
I
good.
pulled things from my stash, new products, old products,
I think it's
and
fun just
brought
to
it
get it
in.
all out,
I do.
spread it out, and
I
then
agree.
pick things and.
Because you don't ever use an entire collection. And so you always have something that is left over.
Mhm.
And so I just pull it out for the following year and just keep adding to it. And then, so this is the back side of that pre-printed page that comes in the album. And so I wanted to leave this intact. So I just added a few things amongst what was already there. These were some little bells from a 49 and Market collection. And then some ads. And then just added my picture and some layers from various collections. And that was all that came together on this one.
I see a lot of good memories here, Darla.
There, yeah. And so here I did use one of the pocket pages that came in the album. I do also like to do a variety of sizes within my albums, whether it's a 12 by 12 album or something smaller. I think it just gives a little bit of variety as you're flipping through the album. And so I think this backdrop was a Tim Holtz.
It looks like a Tim Holtz backdrop, and
Yep.
we do have those available. So I'm sure Janet will link them, but we do have the Tim Holtz backdrop.
Yep. So then I just had my pictures. I did add some Tim Holtz white texture paste through a star stencil. And I just made sure it popped out the top and the bottom here. And then here's where you can see that I also splattered my gold. So this page got gold on it. Cluster up here with just some pine cones and sprigs, whatever you call those. And then I kind of felt like this top was kind of empty. So I did, I just cut straight down the middle here, folded it over. I did use some tiny attachers to give a little bit more texture here as well. Added the two stamps just peeking out in a little enamel.
You might have to
shape.
hold that up a little closer. Oh, there we go.
That work? Yeah.
I see now how you split it. I couldn't see
Yep.
it from a distance, but there we go.
Okay.
And look at the white stars that you said that was texture paste.
Yep, texture paste.
And we have lots of star stencils here at Memory Bound, and we have the white texture paste, or opaque, I believe it's called, but AKA white.
Yeah. And so then the back side is where I have more of the embossing. And so this is just more pictures from that single day. We were all having our wine, and we always like to have a chocolate martini in honor of Dad, that we had chocolate martinis on our cruise that we took to Alaska. And so there's Mom saying cheers. And
So your dad was like, he liked chocolate martinis, or
no, we
you
just happened to. I think that was one of the first times we ever had chocolate martinis.
just
Was
sweet.
on our
Yeah.
Alaskan cruise when he was sick.
Mhm.
And so it's just kind of our way to say, "Hey, Dad,"
That's neat.
when we're
That's
all
a good,
together.
fun tradition, though.
Yep.
Those things, and you've documented it.
Yep, exactly. So these were cutouts from, let's see, can you hand me the book?
This is Crafty.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm glad you used that. I have one of those at home that I've been kind of hoarding.
So I did use some papers out of this book 8, which had some Christmas. So you can probably see this page was more of like a solid burgundy color. So probably one more like this or this. And then I used the gold embossing, and I couldn't find this exact stamp, but it was one of the Tim Holtz. I did bring mine.
Which stamp? The background, Darla?
Yes, it's this one. It came with a stencil as well,
Oh, okay. One of the Stampin' Stencils.
but I didn't see it over there. Um, so when I do embossing that's kind of peeking out from my pictures, I always try and plan where they're going to be, and then I just put the stamp on my hand
Oh, okay.
and put it in my embossing ink,
And then just
and
kind
then
of do
just
it.
just do like a partial, kind of hold it up.
Yeah, there's no need really to do the whole thing,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, because I didn't want it to show down below in between the pictures. And then I did the same thing here, that just
Nice
used my
technique.
hand, did that. And then I didn't quite get things low enough. So then I came in with this other stamp that was the
From the same stamp set.
yeah, same stamp set. It's like letters or the alphabet. And so I did the same thing, that I just brought it down below because of my spacing didn't end up working out. And once you emboss, you can't pick it up and move it. So I had to
Very true.
make everything work
So
with where
that's
it was. So
Reminiscence, the book 8.
Yep.
And that came out last year. And that is full of Christmas inspiration. And
Yep.
you could use it for other things too, but really wonderful papers.
Yes. And so even these items were from this book as well, that there was a page that had kind of cut aparts. They were all these tags and things. And so I just cut it apart.
Darla.
Okay.
I'll open it so we
I
can
was
get
going
a
to say,
better look at it.
I did not grab mine that was
Because
already open.
It's $34.99 and it's got 64 pages. And Darla can maybe kind of show you a little tour through it a bit. And it's so half of the book is text weight and half is more cardstock weight.
Yeah, so here's one page that's got some good cut aparts that I think I used a couple of things from this page.
Lisa says she loves book 8.
I have two.
I can't believe we have any left. Look at that music and those
this
colors.
this is a great page that you could cut apart, use for your layers. You could even cut apart these and use them as photo mats and in layering for clusters. And then this is the page where several of this one came from. So this was actually a rub-on that I added to it. But here is the one that says shopping list. Here is the love this.
So you could see that those could be used other times of the year. They're not just Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're blank. You can customize a lot of these things. And yeah, so this is the one that I added the rub on to. This one here, I think, is this blank blue one. And then the cheers and this one back here, I think, was from the first page that I showed you back here. So, yep, good cheer. And then I think it was one of these number ones, I think, that I was like, well, I don't know what that number stands for. So I'll just use it as a layering piece. And then another one right back there. So
really cool. So if you don't have the book, you might want to check it out. And Darla, we do have a question for you.
Okay.
First of all, you've inspired Ruby because she was kind of afraid to mix collections.
Oh, I always mix
and now
everything.
you showed her it works and she's going to try it.
Yep.
And Edie loves all the beautiful details on your pages.
Thank you.
And we have a question about the size of your photos. Are they?
Do they vary? I typically use the Project Life app. So most of my pictures fall into the 3x4 size. 2x3 size or 2x2, and then I trim them down from there. So like this particular page, this is probably not exactly a 3x4, but started out as a 3x4.
Mm-hmm.
This one,
And then you
this
just trim it
one,
down.
yeah, is it started out as a 2x3. Same thing with this one, and same thing with this one.
Awesome.
Okay.
Easy question to answer for you there. Now, I wish you guys could see these in person because Darla passes them off to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
So
they're
here's
so cute.
a smaller one that I again wanted to vary the sizes, and I only had these two pictures. And so this one again comes from papers within this one that I loved this that
So when Darla says
album.
smaller, she means it's narrower.
Yeah,
Maybe? So
so
in,
it's not a full 6x8 like a lot of the pages that are standard within that come in the album. And so I really just kind of cut it down to whatever worked.
I like that.
But like it was a page like this.
And the heavy paper in the back of that is really good to use for
Yes.
pages.
And that here it is. So it's I started at the bottom and cut off the top. So
and there's your gold embossing again.
Yep, my
too,
gold embossing.
which
So I
kind of
just
pulls
added
it all
them
together.
in the corners there. They're a little off because I was working on these at a retreat house and I forgot to take my clear blocks with me. So I was trying to use something else and my hand wasn't working because it wasn't giving me the correct, like a full
Do
stamp.
you ever try to use? I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
And try to use like an ink pad case.
I think
trying
that
to stick
I
them to an
actually
ink
think
pad.
that's what I was doing, and
And
so I couldn't see exactly where it was landing on my page, and so it's not square, but it's fine. That it's supposed to look distressed and like
Yeah.
it's just randomly on
especially
there.
with
So
the sparkly gold.
exactly. And so this tag actually came about because this is the piece that I cut off of the previous page at the bottom to make it the correct 6x8 size. So when I cut off and made the previous one that was about the wine, this is the page part of the paper that was left. And so I just turned it into a tag.
Oh my gosh.
Which became basically the mat for my photos here.
Darla, that is so smart.
So I just have a pile as I'm working. I just start a pile off to the side and
just kind of keep your scraps together.
Yep. And so
I imagine you having a very neat and organized workplace. Is that true?
Well, I cleaned it last night, so it actually looks pretty
right
good right now. But yep. So this is just some layers and some twine, my tiny attachers there holding down my strings.
So Darla, is this 1 year of events or pictures?
Yep, this is all just last Christmas. And actually, it's not even December because we had our family Thanksgiving or our family Christmas at Thanksgiving last year because we couldn't get together in December. And yeah, so it's just kind of
we've had some questions from people.
Okay.
If you want to do an album like this and maybe you don't have a lot going on at a particular Christmas, you could don't you think, Darla, you could combine multiple Christmases into one book?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely. Even if you just go out, if you're gonna go look at, 1 year I did an album when it was kind of that awkward age where Hope was in, high school and she wasn't into going out and doing Christmassy kind of things. And so 1 year I actually did an album of all my Christmas ornaments that had like special stories that went with them.
Idea.
Whether it was, I like the Christmas Story movie with the leg lamp.
Yeah.
And so I have a leg lamp ornament. So I took a picture of that particular ornament on the tree. And so that was what I documented 1 year.
That's a good idea because we have had questions from people that don't do a lot of, maybe they don't have kids or they don't do a lot. And I think that's really good to share that it could be or something you collect or
So
old photos or whatever.
this page, I have these 3 tags. This one was from one of the Vicky Bouton collections, and it said something on it. But when I cut these other 2 from cardstock, they just looked too plain because hers had these doodles. Now I could have used like a Posca pen on these and just doodled myself, but again, I was working this at a retreat house and didn't have a
Didn't
Posca
have
pen with
everything.
me, but I did have my embossing stuff with me.
Oh my
And
gosh,
I
you
did
embossed
I
out.
did. I didn't bring
Did
the
you bring a
stamp.
pen?
It was
Or
the actually I used the Arden I saw it over there on the Arden display. It's got like the film strip
okay, let
by
me
Katie
grab it.
Petit. Yeah. So there's one that has like some lines on it. And so I just inked up specific areas of that stamp and did the gold embossing so they looked similar to this middle tag. And it even had a circle that fit around the whole tag. So I did that as well. And then this particular page got both the embossing and the gold splatter. But with the gold splatter, I actually sprayed it out on a craft mat off to the side with my spritz. And I used a brayer. And so I just you take the brayer and you dip it into your liquid sparkle over here. And I just ran it over the top of my page before I stuck down the tags. Oh, I was stuck there for a second. Are we back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a good idea.
So this is because the paper that I had was actually pretty bright compared to some of the other papers that I had going on. And so I kind of needed to dull it down a little bit. So that was one way by adding the gold around.
Good trick,
with the
Darla.
brayer.
And I've never heard of doing the spritz with the brayer. That's a new idea to me.
So this is the stamp set that I used. And so hopefully you can see that like these areas that they looked very similar to the doodling that was around this particular tag. So I just strategically added ink to certain areas
Oh my
and
gosh.
stamped it around. And it's not perfect that
That's amazing.
you know, things crossed over here and they don't meet up there, but it looks very similar. It gave me the look that I needed. So and then this is a die that I haven't it's been in my stash for a while and it just opens up so I could add more pictures, but I don't know if it's anything that that's available. Although I think do you have a punch that punches just like the inside like that, like a corner punch?
Similar. I'll go grab it.
That I was thinking you could probably make something yourself with a square. I can't remember if this was a die or if it was a cut file that I got.
I don't
For
recognize
my
it, and
yeah.
we have a corner punch, but it doesn't really punch like that.
But you could probably cut like a long square, fold it over, and if you wanted an open page like this with a tab, you can make these tabs that would hold it with various different things. Either just cut a whole circle, put it there, and then slip it under the tab.
True.
So you
Darla,
could create something
I brought
similar.
this over because if you you could also use the Versa marker
Yes.
to heat emboss those lines. You probably didn't have one.
I did not, but yeah, you could definitely mark on the stamp,
It can be.
and then it would just it wouldn't show other stamping, like it wouldn't stamp off different areas that you didn't want to. So like here there was some over stamping and like right here, but to me it just adds character to the page. So
It does. I like it. It's really cute.
all
Everything
right,
is cute, Darla. Everything you've done is cute. I like how you took the tiny attacher and kind of captured the string on the tag.
Yep. All right, so here we start to get into where I've made some other interactive items here, and I used a magnet to hold it shut. So when it's flipping back and forth, it doesn't flap open and get damaged. So I did plan there's a magnet in here. Oh, can you hear it?
I hear a little jingle.
You can kind of hear the magnet, but there's one there and it holds it shut just enough to keep it from flipping all around. And so here you can see that these are just some miscellaneous pictures that normally, again, I wouldn't create a scrapbook page for 12 in my 12 by 12 album. But here I can just print these smaller pictures of just things that were going on around the house as we were preparing dinner, before and after gifts, just some of the everyday moments that were going on at the dinner. And then, so this gold embossing, I think this is the stencil that came with this stamp set. And there's a bigger one that comes with it. It's a Tim Holtz. It looks more like this big splattery. And I didn't see that over there, but I may have missed it as well. Kind of it's got a big corner splatter. And what I did with that, if I want to use a stencil with my embossing powder, that I take one of these blending brushes with the ink pad and just put the ink through like you normally would, but it's just the sticky embossing ink. Pull it off, and then you can put your embossing powder on, and it gives you the design from the stencil. So I basically made corners on each side. There we go. And then the rest of the layout is just clusters of pictures here in the middle with some rub-ons. And if you didn't have any of the simple stories, you know, if any of you were lucky enough to get one of the mystery boxes and got some Christmas stuff in it, their rub-on seems to have like the good white backing on it, because these are just directly on a red background, but you can still see them quite well.
Yeah, they look good.
So then I also made sure to make an area for a tab so it was easier to open my
Well, it
flip.
also shows you to open it. I think it
Yeah,
also directs you that it opens.
that too. Yeah. You
Now
can kind
there's
of get a peek that there's something going on back there, but. And then this one, just so last year I made coasters for each of my sisters that I was here. This might have actually been when I showed the shadow or the box with my mom and dad's
Do
wedding
you think
stuff.
it's been a year ago? Like a whole year?
I think I saw Janet post on there that she saw I was here in January, maybe.
Okay,
So
well, almost a year
it's been
then.
almost a
Wow.
year. So I took a picture of each of my sisters with the gift that I gave them.
Darla,
And
you're not just good about documenting and saving all your memories and your photos, but you're taking photos. And
yes, yeah.
I work at a scrapbook store, and I still find myself at family gatherings. It gets crazy, and you just don't stop and take the photos.
I have trained my husband well.
Okay.
Joe does a fantastic job of capturing plenty of pictures, so I always have
We
plenty
can
to
tell you
choose
have
from.
plenty.
Yes. And then here's the backside. So we were actually in Indianola, and one of my great nieces was singing up on the square that night. And so so then we had extra pictures from that event, because then we went somewhere else after our dinner and had more Christmas events. So really, again, just a pretty simple layout of just 4 pictures clustered together, and just added some things in there. And so this page didn't get embossing, but it did get the sprinkles. So
Yeah, you can kind of see them. When she tilts them, you can see the
yeah.
shimmer. Very cool. I like how you did those buttons too.
And then this one is very similar with the design. It's another flap with a magnet. And so this time I used two little chipboard circles that I had in my stash. And I think that's where I have my magnet as well.
I could hear a magnet snap.
Yeah. So this front page that I had some journaling to include. So I used one of the tags that I had. I think this was Vicky Booten from a couple years ago, but it went with this Simple Stories paper. The title was an old Simple Stories foam sticker. And so I just included a pocket behind the picture so I could journal. Also gives that interactive element. And then when you open up, again, the similar, just a big cluster of photos and everything that was going on. I did use my Grinch stamp because the Grinch was in one of the hot air balloons
Oh my
at the
gosh.
at the event on the square. So yeah, I did have those. So I used two of the Grinch stamps that this face.
That's a handy set
And
to have.
it is
Everybody likes
fun.
the Grinch.
And then You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. So, and then just some clusters. Now I will give you a tip. If you are going to do something like this with the splatters and or your embossing, keep in mind that if I was doing, so I did embossing on the back of this, and while the back looks fine with the embossing up here and here, on this back page, I wasn't really thinking that by heating up the adhesive on the back side of my pictures, they're kind of bumpy.
Oh, yeah.
So you might want to at least have it planned and not stick your pictures down until you have them done. But I was just kind of working as I went. I had never
I
done heat
understand.
embossing in my mini albums before.
Well, that's kind of neat that you'd never done that before.
I had not. And, you know, I had all these supplies. I'm like, I would like to get some additional use out of it. So keep that in mind that if you do as I did and did it as you went along, your pages might be a little bumpy, but I'm fine with it. So again, this one got both splatters and heat embossing. Just some layers. Cody is Santa, so I pulled out some mostly 49 and Market, I think. So there's that one.
That's nice.
This one was super easy. This is the backside, and of course it had a big, you could cover this up, I guess, with a big picture and just use the page, but I just left it more as decorative. And then I think I grabbed your glimmer.
Is that the glimmer stamp?
I did.
Love the
So
glimmer
I
stamp.
used the glimmer stamp.
So it's even good for Christmas.
It is. And so, of course, the page already had some glimmers on it. And so I just added to it that I with my gold embossing. And so that's all that's on that page. I just left it decorative. And then the back side, this was also pre-printed, and I just added some dimensional items to it. So I
looks like those brads that aren't brads.
Yep, the brads that aren't brads, and then this has some foam tape behind it. So, and then this doily here was from a couple years ago, and it had, if you look back in here, I think, I don't know if you can see much, but it had a decoration like a reindeer or something on it. And
I do kind of remember that.
I didn't want that, but I liked the look of the doily. So I just strategically placed my items over the top to cover most of the design that was on there. And I just wanted the doily. And so there's a little piece of something sticking out there, but you can't really tell. You can't even
it just
really
looks
tell
like
what
it's
it
part
is.
of the arrangement.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you like the look of doilies, we do have doilies from Doodlebug, and we do have them in red and in both sizes. So, so it makes a nice kind of grounding piece.
Mm-hmm. And then I still, of course, this one did get the splatters, and then in a diagonal pattern to kind of go with the slant that was already on the page. These were rub-ons from 49 and Market. So they had a page that had a lot
kind
of
filled
these
the corners
snowflakes.
in.
And yeah, so I just kind of filled those in because they felt kind of bare. Just added
they were
that
a good
in.
color for it, though. They matched great.
And so last year, you guys had, I don't
It
think you
was a
probably,
it
it was a
yeah,
tiny little
little chipboardy book.
chipboard, like the coaster material.
I'm gonna see if we while you go with this, I'm gonna go see if we have it, Darla. I don't
Okay.
know. I thought maybe I saw them.
That there were several pages, and I think I used everything but the mitten in here. So this is the first one. Again, this is just decorative. I heat embossed it on both sides, and really I just, put my ink pad over the top of it and sprinkled my embossing powder and heat set everything. So um, I did have to punch one additional hole, but the holes that were in there actually match up to, actually, I think it just came with one. And so I just punched holes that actually worked with the binder and stuck it in as a decorative page in between.
Darla, believe it or not, we have one
You have
left.
one? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, otherwise, your alternative, look through your dies. You could, if you have anything that would, oh yeah. So it had, and I use everything except for the mitten in here. So I will go through and show you ideas for how I made all these other ones work, because I did have to use some tricks to get them
And
to
I'll
work.
put a link to that one that we have left.
Yep.
I'll scan it here and link it. Janet has left for the day.
Okay.
Janet has left the building.
She has left the building.
She had to leave for an appointment, so she's gone. So I'll see if I can find this online, and I'll link it for you guys in case somebody would like to get those pieces.
Yeah, but some, you might have a die that has larger words that you could cut out multiple times and just put 2 or 3 layers together and do the same concept. Just put a decorative word in between some of your pages. And I meant to kind of look at some of the dies and find alternatives for that. But okay, so this one, I think I actually created this one for some kind of challenge on YouTube on my channel. And it was a sketch that had these tickets down off the side. And so these are actually from Simple Stories, a collection a couple years ago. But really, you could use your 49 market tickets. You know, almost all the collections lately have tickets in them. So this is an easy one you can replicate. Some of the layers have foam tape underneath to give some dimension. And really just a few decorations, my picture in the middle. And this one only got the sprinkles here in a few different places. And that was this was not one of the pre-printed pages. This actually was a 49 market piece of paper. So the little bits that are on the back for the decoration are just pattern paper that I had. And then now we have, this was the back side of that same paper. So if you don't like the backside, then you can just stick 2 pieces of pattern paper back to back. So you don't always necessarily have to worry about what's on the back. But if you do like it, then I just used the color that I had on there. And this is using that same music sheet stamp from Studio Light. I can get that up there that we showed earlier. And again, it was just stamped twice.
But you don't, I mean, it's nice to know when you do get a slimline stamp,
you can
stamp it twice or 3 times if it's a bigger page or whatever it might be.
And again, just a cluster of photos. I did photo map these. So when I do, you could do it a couple different ways. You could map them individually, or you can stick them all in the arrangement that you then just basically fuss them with a mat. So just some embellishments on that one, and that one's it. This one, oh, I did forget to grab
Darla, that's why I'm here.
This Elizabeth Crafts. It's just got a bunch of like slim
those slits.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this one, I created it and then had to get uh, innovative with it that I didn't make the page long enough. So I ended up taking a piece of acetate. There you can kind of see it shining there. So I had a place to cut my holes because I forgot to leave room with my decorations to have holes to put it into my album here. So I added a piece of acetate and you can see it on the back, but not too terribly bad. So I didn't try and disguise it any further because it looked okay on the back. And so really I just used Kelly's running to go get the dye if she can find it. But I have a bunch of different tags from this event when we went up to see great grandma up in Cedar Falls. And so these are just pictures of Cody and us hanging out with my husband's side of the family. And really, I just used a lot of scraps on this to make tags. I used some trim that I have a lot of ribbons, and so I have been trying to use up some of those as well. So each of these, once I take the tags out, you can see the dye
Mhm.
and how it works
We
better.
have to order some more of those.
Okay, so and I know you guys have done several projects with this
Yeah.
because that's why I bought it because I was
'Cause you
influenced by
'cause
you
you
to buy
saw
it.
it.
But yeah, so I just made, if I had to do it again, I probably would add some dimension in between the front and the back page so the tags would slide in and out since I
Oh, good
had so
idea.
many of them on a single page.
Yeah.
And but
Give it a
other
little
than that,
depth.
yeah. And then the back side, I just I love myself a good grid
You
design.
know what? That's very true. When I think about your projects,
Mm-hmm.
and it always works really well too.
Yeah, I love a grid design. And so this was a great way to use several bits of pattern paper that maybe were a little bit busier, but you can see some of the designs sticking out, like the ones that have Santa all over them. You get the idea and the colors from the collection, but it's not just in your face all over Santa. And so for this one, my embossing technique was to just run the edge of my paper along the ink pad. So I just took my paper and rubbed it on and then did my embossing powder and it just gave a light
Just an edge.
edge around
Very
some of the
slight.
pictures. So can you see that? Is that working?
Yep.
Okay. So
And
yeah,
Marilyn said you could use printed acetate in the book also. Would
yes,
be
yep.
a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So I am,
I'll take those,
yeah.
Darla, and stick them back for you.
And so the next one is a smaller page that this came as part of the pre-printed pages. And so this is the first year I ever documented the wrapping paper that we were going to use for Christmas. And so
Oh, I
I just
love
had
it.
a single picture of that. And honestly, I wasn't thrilled. I didn't love the design on this. It was this tree, and I think it had like a house back here with the little mailbox. And so I had no problem covering up the actual design on this one, but I was okay with the colors just sticking out. And then this was a Vicky Bouton puffy sticker that says that's a wrap. So I thought that was kind of fun, just a punny title.
It's perfect.
And then here's another miscellaneous Christmas thing. I like to buy myself a amaryllis. And so in past years that I bought one that had this wrap at the for the bulb that was a Grinch sweater. And then you can see it's sitting there next to my Christmas cactus, which is on the next page here that I'm going to show you. So really this was the pre-printed backside of the tag. Just added some stickers around. I think I added that More Merry as a rub on, and that was it. So my sparkles or sprinkles of the gold, and that was it.
Very pretty, Darla. I just like all the different sizes of pages. It makes your books very interesting.
Yep. Thank you.
Looks good.
So again, this one got sparkles, no embossing. This was actually a chipboard frame that had a cardinal, and it was actually supposed to go this way, but I needed it to go this way. And so I covered it up
Covered
with
up the
a
cardinal.
cluster. Yep.
That's a good idea. I think that's a tip that I've picked up today, Darla,
hmm
from you. That's
And
a good
so
one.
there were already tickets here in this tab, but there was something going here that was going to show. So again, I just put a word sticker or something. I think this is actually a piece of paper and a rub-on that I put together there. So that one, and then the back side. So this was one of the pre-printed pages that came in the album. And same with this one. No, I don't know if it is or not. Have to look at the album, but because I know this, if it was, then I covered up the back because I didn't like whatever the pattern was, or it didn't work with what I was going to do. And so this one was baking cookies. And so I really just have a bunch of layers. I've got my tiny attachers here holding my thread in kind of a
Okay, I
fun
like that because,
wavy line.
yeah,
Yeah.
can you guys see that little staple there? Because sometimes you put strings or something or ribbon and it kind of goes crazy all
Yep.
over.
Well, yeah,
And you
like
made it in a fun wave.
mm-hmm.
That's you guys, I hope you're getting all these ideas down because there's a lot.
And ironically enough, this is actually an envelope, but it's only square. And I needed my tag to be longer because I wanted to include a couple more pictures. So I didn't actually stick my tag on the inside. And so I made a pocket behind the envelope to hold
Oh, yeah.
my additional pictures in there. But I could put, I could put like the recipe or something in there. Oh, actually, did I?
Oh,
Oh,
surprise.
see, I forgot. I
She's got
have
a
the
little
recipe card in there that I found in my ephemera, and so I am going to write the recipe for the cookies that we use. So, but
Baking cookies with grandma.
yeah,
So
and
sweet.
so this again was where I got my embossing on here, and I just drug the edge of the tag around my ink pad and embossed it that way.
And
So
it's funny because Amy Jo made a comment, and everything's delayed a little bit, but she had made a comment. You could put a recipe in there, and
yep,
come to find out,
I
Darla found a recipe card in
I
there.
did, yes. All right, so this is one of the small pre-printed ones that came in the page. And so my husband and I went out for dinner one night during the Christmas season to a restaurant we'd never tried. And they had this little Christmas tree. And of course, the meal was so good that I decided to take a picture of it when it came out. And so I thought, well, I'll just put it on this single page. That obviously isn't anything I would document on a regular scrapbook, but I put the picture in here, and if it worked to fit in with everything else, that I would include it. So again, I just dragged the edge of the scallops along my embossing ink pad and embossed the edge. And then some of it ended up on the backside, so I really didn't do anything else with the backside. I didn't add any sprinkles either, so that's probably the one page that didn't get anything other than the residual from the front side. And then I just listed out, some of the things that I had documented up to this point. So
Very
and
cute.
easy.
Cute little time card.
And then don't forget to, pull out envelopes, things like that. And so this was again another super old Maya Road envelope. So, but I'm sure you've got some fancy ones that we've had,
Yeah. Go to your
throughout the
stash.
years. Exactly. Go to your stash. That I know you've got envelopes. There's dies for envelopes that you can make them different sizes. And so this was just a way to tell the story that Cody ended up in the ER. And so he had RSV.
Oh.
And and they were normally, I probably wouldn't have included this in here, but she was dressed in, she had elf socks on, and he had some kind of green Christmas shirt on. So I thought, why not?
It seems like it could be part of one of those Santa Claus
Yeah,
movies, Darla.
exactly, exactly. So,
Very
and
sweet.
then I covered up this picture for privacy, but so ignore the pink sticky notes here. But this is
Oh.
this Elizabeth Crafts stamp. So I like how it's kind of organic on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did just kind of stamp up the whole thing, and just I might have used my hand on this one because I don't
Because
think
you were
it.
at a retreat.
Yeah, probably yes, yeah, and I couldn't be bothered to ask anybody if they had something I could
What's
use.
the
So
name of that one, Darla?
that one is Script from the Past.
And that's a newer one from Elizabeth Crafts. It's not a brand new release,
I
but
would
it's
say in the
newer.
last year,
Yeah,
probably.
and it's 1999.
Yep. So then just added some decorations around, and that was it on that page. So this is another fun thing that I like to do within my pages as well, is to make a shaker page. And so on this one, I actually used a full 6x8 pocket page that came in the album. And I had
Oh gosh.
sequins that I got these years ago at Target, like in the dollar bin or something.
Mm-hmm.
It had these.
Didn't it feel good to use them?
It
To use
did,
them?
yeah. And then I've used some of, I should have brought some of those over here too. Is it sprinklets from Buttons
Yep.
and
Uh-huh.
More? So I've got those in there. I had a little packet of green seed beads that I've had forever in my stash and so it is a little dimensional and chunky.
But Darla, you could make that in any of the binders
Oh
by
yeah.
taking your page and you just filled it up and
I filled
stitched
it
it
up, and I
shut.
just used my sewing machine across the top. So
Melanie says
that's
you've
it.
done a great job of crafting around your photos.
Yes, and that's
So you
usually what
kind of
I
have
do.
your,
Yeah.
that is true. So
I'm
you
not
got craftiness and your photos,
Yeah. And
creativeness.
I'm not one of those that likes to make foundation pages ahead of time. That
You
I
do it
have
as you
to
go.
do with whatever works with my pictures. So, but the one thing that I did do on this page is that I had to make both sides match. So
Oh,
you
sure.
couldn't, because it's like building an album on a piece of acetate. So I had to make sure that the picture that was going to be on the back would fit within the same area, and that everything could just flow. So these are actually on the outside of the pocket page, and the only thing that's inside is my actual sequins.
I love that,
And
Darla. That's so clever and easy. When I hear shakers, I kind of have a little anxiety because,
yep.
all the techniques for making shaker cards, and what a great way to do it.
And so I actually pulled this picture off of probably either Pinterest or Instagram or something, that just says I'm watching Hallmark. And because my husband and I, we do typically, once a week sit down and we'll watch a Hallmark movie
Darla, we have a
at Christmas
question for
time.
you.
Yes.
It regards the tiny attacher staples, and I might have to get
Oh,
a tiny attacher.
um,
So the question is, let me find it. Do the staples show on the back of the page when you use the tiny attacher? So I
on
brought,
this one it does. And let's see. But I'm not really bothered by it. So, but if you are, you could staple it on one side, and then you could plan to stick an embellishment over the top to hide that if you don't like that look. Um, However, on this particular page, it doesn't show on this side because they're two separate pieces of paper put together. So the back of the staple is sandwiched between the two pages. So if you are going to do that, you can plan accordingly to make sure that those are hidden back behind. So I had both examples, and Kelly was fantastic to go find those examples.
luckily they were recent, so I don't have to get your pages out of
But
order.
here is the Tim Holtz tiny attacher. You do get one little extra staple, but I would recommend getting the refill.
Yeah, you're going to use it a
Um,
lot.
I do, but
Teresa uses it a lot.
I use it a lot, and I still haven't ever bought a new box. I don't think I
Really? Well,
have.
maybe not. I
I
don't know
think
how
I'm
many
still on my
staples.
first box of refill, but it's $25.49.
It's a great tool, even to use for a stapler. Sometimes I just have to staple papers,
This is
Darla.
what I use when I staple the front and the back page of my rub-ons.
Oh, sure.
So
Yep.
as you cut around the piece that you want to use, just so the front and the back stays together, that I staple that.
Darla, I'm going to do the shaker page in my daughter's album.
Definitely
I think
do
her
the
kids would
shaker.
love
It's
that.
fun. So this is the companion page to the movies, and so I actually took screenshots of some of the favorite ones that we watched, and just included them in these little pockets. So this was in the die cuts from one
I
of
remember
the
those
49 a Market collections, and so they just make a little dimensional pocket. So I just took pictures of some of our favorite ones. So like this one is just on one of the 49 a Market ticket roll pieces. And then I had a picture of all the movies that came out with their names. And then on the back.
And you don't think at the time a movie you watch to document it, but I have a book from 2012, a junk binder, and it's got a movie that we went to, and I would never remember that we went to it or watched it had it not been in there.
Exactly. So more little pieces of ephemera with the pictures on them. And so this could, you wouldn't have to be documenting movies. That this is something that you could do if you were, maybe you have a bunch of grandkids and you want to show a picture of the gift that you got them that year. That you could, include.
There's lots of things.
That.
Maybe if you have more than one Christmas tree.
Oh, definitely.
Then you could have a picture of all your trees in there, or friends. Maybe get together with. There's a lot of options, Darla.
Yep. So.
But you gave us the idea.
I did, yeah. So then the backside is us on Christmas Eve service with our candles, and just used a mixed font stickers that I had from my stash. And this might be one of the few that doesn't actually have any sprinkle, but I felt that it had enough, and I did actually use the gold letters there. So. And this one, I forgot to point out, did have a few of the
little
spritzels. Yep.
Spritzes.
Whoops. So here is another one of those chipboard album pieces that we had showed earlier. This is one where I did have to get creative. I originally thought that I could maybe turn it this way and punch my holes here and here and have it go into the album. And I can't remember what happened, but I ended up just gluing and stapling it to a piece of acetate and just punching my holes in the acetate. So I was originally going to put a picture on this, and I think I ended up having to move some stuff around to make things fit. And so this is just another decorative one as well. So
but it adds a lot of interest in your book too.
Yeah.
Because you turn a page and it's like, oh, there's something. It's a glimmer.
Yep.
It's like, oh, there's something different.
And so this is another one where this was the pre-printed page. I added 2 of the rub-ons from the Christmas collection 49 Market last year, and then some letter stickers and a sticker brad, and that was it. So this one came together pretty quick.
Darla, you need to get on the 49 Market design team.
Well, I tried, but they didn't want me. So.
Oh, I imagine they had a lot of people.
I can't even imagine how many people they have apply for that. So, but I'm still working on growing my channel, so we will see in the future if they will go from there. But again, this is a different and I forgot to look this one up, but I've had it for quite a while. I think it's a penny black music stamp.
Oh, sure. We used to have that one.
Yeah, but you could use that other one as well. And really, I just went sporadic in different
Or
places. It
any
wasn't,
background stamp.
yeah, exactly. So that was my kind of design there. And I wasn't a big fan of how my pictures were showing up with this background page. So I did add some different colors that coordinated better with my picture.
Snuck them in there, it
I
looks
did.
like.
Yep. How we doing on time?
We're good.
Okay.
Darla,
Yeah.
can you remind me the name of your YouTube channel, and I'll link it here for people.
Crafty Darla. And
Okay.
so this is another one of the pages from that little chipboard album. And I did kind of rip it apart when I was working on it. So obviously this outside that isn't the tree is the gold embossing. And then this side, I actually inked the album up first with a distress ink. I think it was pine needles, but really you could do whatever color works with, the papers and collection that you're doing. And then after I inked it, I didn't have a green, so I actually used speckled egg was the color that I had, which is why I had to put the ink underneath it.
Oh, okay.
And then the speckled egg over the top because I still wanted it to have that shiny glazed look. I don't know if you guys can see there. You can kind of see the
Yeah, when you turn
shiny.
it, you can see it really well.
But I pulled the rustic wilderness color that I think would probably look good with that as well. So just my one
So
picture.
I just linked Darla's YouTube channel, you
Excellent.
guys. So and you can subscribe to it.
And actually, I have process videos for every single one of these pages out there.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
well, you can go out and get the details.
Yep. Even more details showing as I created them that I did create videos on there. So here is the back side. Same process that I inked it, used my glaze, added my picture in some clusters, and
Darla, you have almost 300 videos out there.
I do.
That's a lot.
Yep. And I'm getting close to 500 subscribers.
Right.
So,
yeah, she needs just like 30 subscribers to
Yep.
get her to 500. So
this was another one of the pre-printed pages. I did add the sprinkles there. This one,
that's
I
such a
find
good
it here.
picture of Hope and Cody. That's a really
Yeah.
good photo.
This die is the base of my photo mats here. So
I love that.
What is that? D1 or DI?
It should have a name going down the side of it. I can scan it here too.
It is film drip.
And I will link it.
And
we're on our own, you guys. Janet had to leave. But
so the film strip is basically the mat for this set of photo strips, and then I had these additional ones that I put off over to the side here. And then for the gold, this is another place that honestly I can't remember if I used the brayer to put this gold on, or I actually think that I used an acrylic block, sprayed my my spray down on a craft mat, dipped it in like Katie Petite does in a lot of her videos, and then just splatted it all over, just to kind of get it to spread all over the page. So I did one of the two techniques.
And
either
just
that
a
or the
reminder, if
brayer.
you joined late, she's using fossilized amber spritz because it does look gold when you spray it on.
Yeah. And I don't know if I had this. I have a couple different ones that I actually think I was using something similar to the it's an old container from Lindy's Stamp Gang of the powders, but I didn't see. I think you had the crumpet chrome
We might be
crumpet.
out of a certain. We might be out of
Yeah,
some of the colors.
but you could do that same concept with those as well. That you just put the powder down, add your water, and mix it up. And let's see. So this again was the back side of the pre-printed page. So I just went with the ornaments up there, added a few little baubles. And on this one, for my embossing, I actually just put embossing ink on an entire piece of scrap paper, embossed the whole page, and then used my die cuts and punches to punch the stars out of the embossed uh, paper.
Lots of people are talking about how they would use these techniques for junk journals.
Oh,
Junk journals,
definitely.
which this
Yeah,
kind of is.
it
It
is.
is a
Yeah.
junk journal
Yep.
to me,
Yeah.
Darla.
And so just layers with my pictures, frames, and all that stuff. So that one there. Here is another page from that little album. And so I heat embossed just the bow up here. Again, I had to get creative on how to attach it to my album. So I did do the piece of acetate again with the holes to attach it in my album this way. Originally, I was going to try and punch the holes and just keep it the same way. And I think it was barely going to make it with the holes up here. So I did end up switching it to use the acetate. I don't know if you can see that I just have it sandwiched in between the
I think
paper
the
on the
acetate
back
is a
side.
great idea because it allows you to put smaller feature smaller things, and that adds interest to your book.
Exactly. And you just have to plan accordingly to, find a way to attach the acetate to your item. So again, just another small little picture that I had actually lost a gift that I had purchased for Hope and found it in January. So I even
That's a
included
good
that.
story. Yeah.
Yes. So just thought that was kind of funny to include in there. Couple more pages here. This is one of the few I really normally I do use more of the pocket pages. For whatever reason, I didn't this past year. So just the two cards, some layers, and I did not use any of the splatter or anything on these pages because I don't know. A lot of times, I don't know. I just decided not to on the eye. Yeah, who knows why I didn't. I
But
did have some embossing on the back, but I think sometimes when you get to the end of your project, you just get tired and want to be done.
well,
Anybody
and
else have that
Darla, I
problem?
want to point out because Darla brought another album she showed us today that when Darla does pocket pages, each pocket is a layout in itself. It's
Yep.
not, she doesn't just slide something in there. They're all layouts and it makes them really interesting and fun.
And it's just kind of easy to tell. So like this is a story and this is a story, but I kind of coordinated everything together since they're all on the same page. So this was just about the food that we had that morning for breakfast Christmas morning, and then my husband made some homemade chicken and dumpling soup.
Ooh.
And of course, I always have to. Oh, you might recognize the shirt. I've got this shirt on right now, and I like to watch my Christmas story movies with my coffee cup that day. And so those are just the little stories. And then the last page that I have is the pocket page that came in the album. And so I always like to include our Christmas card in it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And if you had extra other pictures from that didn't make it onto a page, you can make tags and stick
Yeah, you
those
have
in
plenty
there
of room
as
in there.
well.
It's kind of, I don't want to say it has some bulk to it, but it has a good gap. I don't really know
Yeah,
what to call
yeah.
it.
So you do
It's
have some
gusseted a
room.
bit.
Yeah, yep, you do. Just added some little of the adhesive brads. And then the back side, if you can see that I do have some, I would have never come up with this page, but I was doing a challenge where you were supposed to use green, like for most of your page. And so I pulled out all my green embellishments and I used my white Tim Holtz texture paste. See if you can see that there. And I mixed in, I just had several colors of green of various sprays.
So you could
You
never
could
get
take
the same recipe again, right?
yeah, exactly. So I used just whatever to get a color that was similar to this. So I had liquid sprays that I mixed in with my texture paste, as well as like your Lindy's powders. You can put that in with your texture paste to make it whatever color you want as well. And then just put it through a stencil and had
I
my
don't know if you
green
meant,
tone
but
on
looking
top.
on the screen, it almost looks like a Christmas tree shape kind of behind your
I didn't, but
pictures.
yeah, I think this was actually a sketch, and so it had kind of that shape behind
Yeah,
it
that's
with
pretty
a
neat.
yeah, with you know something over here and something over in this little area. But no, I did not intend for it to look like a Christmas tree, but it does
To
kind of
me,
with
looking
that
at this,
star at the
looking
top,
from the
and
screen, it looks
yeah,
kind of like it.
yeah,
Darla, Cherie has a question. She's
okay.
wanting to know if you size your photo to the page or you design your layout by with a photo size.
A little bit of both. Mostly, I do typically just as I am editing my photos in the photo, what is it, the Project Life app. I do like the bigger pictures are usually the ones that I want to focus on, and then my smaller pictures are um, kind of the side stories. But if I'm trying to include a lot of them from a single event, then I will just print them small. But I don't plan my pages before I print the pictures. I just have
Okay.
my pictures
And
and
then you go for it.
yeah, I just kind of mentally think, okay, on for these pictures, I'm not going to I'm going to want to include a bunch of pictures, smaller pictures on a single page or layout. And I do the same thing for my 12 by 12 size albums as well. When I print my pictures, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a 12 by 12 size layout. And then this one might be in some pocket pages. Excuse me. Sorry. That was probably right in there.
It's fine. Okay, and then we have another question going back. I believe it's to this page. They're asking about the white tree. They want to
Super.
know if you made it.
I did not, but this is super old from my stash. It was from Melissa Francis.
Doug,
But I bet I'm thinking for an alternative idea is I think it's Prima that
it looks like
has
a Prima type of item.
well, it was Melissa Francis.
Oh, Melissa Francis. Yeah.
But Prima right now has those molds. But I bet you could make something yourself out of clay. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, you probably could.
So you could probably find something online of like a take a look at the Prima molds that they have right now.
Or maybe Michael's or someplace
Yeah,
might
they may have
something
just
like that.
something for like candy.
Oh, I never thought about like a mint mold or a candy
Mhm.
mold or something. That's a good idea, Darla.
Yeah, you could probably make something similar to that with that air dry clay.
Okay. All right. Let me see if we got. That's it, right? That's the end of the book.
That was the last page. So yeah.
All right. I'm going to put them in here. Let's see if we have any other questions. Do you guys have any other questions?
I didn't get to use the finger.
Darla has to pour. Oh, Darla, you have to
Which
flip
is the
it
better
over.
way? Is it this
You have
way?
to-
Okay.
That's the more appropriate way. The other way
Yes.
looks like you're giving somebody the finger instead of using it for a pointer.
Oh, you guys have made me laugh so much at work when I really needed a laugh. So
Oh, with the finger?
yes, with everything. You guys crack me up.
We're not sure. You mean must be our professionalism, Darla?
Well, it's okay. And here I'm just making hand gestures with not hand gestures.
Oh, but people do that too.
Hand dancing.
I was trying to get your book put back together, so because it's really, really sweet that you shared this with us. Oh, and there's the reminiscence, the book 8. I guess I thought we had a bunch of those. I guess we only have like 2 or 3 of those left. Cheryl says, Hope says, don't go overboard with your shopping now.
Ha ha ha.
And Hope said that. Cheryl wondered if it was a Prima mold. And Cheryl says you can use hot glue in a mold and then it's paintable.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's
you
an
could do
idea
that.
for you guys too.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. Well, today we visited with Darla. She brought in her amazing December album. We showed you other albums that were possibilities that you could use, although we have the exact album that Darla used, which was not even planned, Darla. That was a
It
nice
wasn't, but it
coincidence.
worked out.
It
So
did. And I'm going to switch the camera so you guys can go back. And we did put a link in for Darla's YouTube channel. And Darla, I think you've already added a few people today, I would guess.
excellent. Thank you.
So, and Darla, you did say that what you showed today, you have videos.
I do. Every single video or every single page, I think, has a process video where I show you as I'm making it
I'll link it
and
again.
talk you through. And when I get home, hopefully this afternoon, maybe I think I have to watch Cody this afternoon. So when he's napping, I will try and go out to my channel, and I think I can create. I have created, but I'm not sure if they all got in there, an actual playlist where it just you can hit play and it'll just start going through
Oh, yeah. Yep.
each of the videos for that. So
And then we also have a suggestion from Lisa. There's two Lisas that have comments. One, Lisa C says, wonderful book of memories. Thank you for sharing your talent and tricks. And then Lisa R, I feel like I'm in school, you know how they,
yep.
She said you could possibly, for that tree, it wouldn't be the same, but you could use the Tim Holtz tree and layer it up. Like put some different, put some, make it some thickness, pop it up, and it would probably be nice.
Yeah.
And Patricia loves your December album.
Thank you.
And lots of people subscribing and checking out your channel. And I did link that again to everybody. And Val liked seeing your thought process of your album.
Well, good. Hopefully, you don't want to see too deep into my brain, right?
Diane says, excellent demonstration. She's gotten lots of good ideas. And there's been a ton of ideas, Darla.
Mm-hmm.
And so here, I'm going to take the camera real quick right here, just to show you guys that we do have some Christmas, I call them, they're mini albums, although they're pretty chunky. But we do have, what do we have? 5 styles, or you could just get a plain snap binder that's red or green or whatever color you like for the holidays.
Yep. In the past, that's what I've done is just the red or black snap albums and use those as well. And so then you just create all your own pages. Well, they do come.
They have
with some blanks in there.
They're not Christmassy. They're just a color.
But you can use them as your foundation pages.
It's
so
perfect.
I have done that as well. So
Cheryl says thanks for all the creative ideas.
Yep.
You guys remember the magazine special that we have? And Darla, I don't know if you have a copy of this magazine already, do you?
I do, yes.
Okay, you do have
I got
one. Okay, I was going to give you one
in the mail when I got my project back.
Oh, that's
they
cool.
Send you one. And then I actually already have my other magazine.
Oh, do you?
As well, the creative scrapbook.
I have one also. Ours here at Memory Bound have not arrived, but they're going to be coming soon.
Yep. So I have a sneak peek of that one because I have 2 projects in that.
We'll look that up, and we'll be sure when the magazines come in, we'll be sure and share that. And then one more thing is today at 1:00, we are going to be having an extra, I don't know, bonus video, you might call it. We received 4 collections from Simple Stories, and they are amazing. And we share so many techniques and demos in our morning videos that we don't always have time to really share the new product. So today at 1:00, we're going to be back for an AKA bonus video, and we're going to bring out the new collections from Simple Stories and show those.
And they are awesome.
Did you take a look at them?
I'll try to leave some for you guys.
Yeah, Darla's just itching to get out there.
I am.
Well, Darla, thank you so much again for coming in. And you guys, you don't know this, but Darla will send an email and say, hey, I'm available. And we're like, let's look at the schedule. So we really appreciate that. And she does work full time. So she took a day off to come here and be with us.
Yep.
And so we appreciate that also. Let's see, I don't think we have any other questions, Darla. So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to